Ross, how's that traffic treating you?
Yeah, it's just one of those, fun New York City traffic day,
Oh, that sucks.
If I was Patrick Mahomes, I'd blame the refs for it.
I think we do want to live in the penalty a little more.
Everybody's obsessed with officiating. The officials did absolutely nothing wrong on that play. Absolutely nothing.
I love it.
Danny, if people are saying the Chiefs should be ashamed of their reaction to the way their game ended on Sunday, is that an overreaction?
It's not an overreaction. I mean, this is an embarrassing moment for one of the, a guy in Patrick Mahomes who's carried himself with nothing but class throughout his career. To go off like this about a call that was 100% correct, by the way. I think you're seeing frustration boil over at something that isn't the officials. And I mean, it's incredible. The Chiefs, Patrick Mahomes is clearly upset with how lousy his wide receivers are.
Preach.
Like, he's never going to say it, right? He is absolutely of the school of, I make $50 million a year. Everything's on me. I will never throw my receivers under the bus. And Andy Reid's the same way. He will never in a press conference come out and criticize players. He does it behind closed doors. He always has. That's why he was criticized in Philly for having boring press conferences and all that kind of stuff. It's all planned. But this was clearly that all coming to the surface and aimed at people that, hey, we can blame the officials. Everybody will buy that. Everybody hates them.
Yeah.
So, that's all it was. And it sounds like, based on the comments that Reid and Mahomes made yesterday, that they know they went too far.
The fact remains that if you broke the rules, you broke the rules. And he's right. Normally they do, in the course of a game, they'll warn you about something like that. The fact that they didn't warn him sucks. You get accustomed to that, but you can't use that as a reason to say, well, you didn't warn me.
So Bruder Orlovsky went through the whole tape and found how they were offsides a bunch of times. And so, I get Dan's point, and I agree with him. Normally, at some point, if they couldn't see the ball in that last play, they couldn't see it on this play either. Yep. And normally, as a defensive back, first quarter, they'll come up to me and say, hey, you're getting a little handsy. We let you get away with it. If I keep doing it, they throw the flag. If they don't tell me that I'm getting a little handsy, then I expect for them to allow me to do that through the course of the game. But the Chiefs can't be the ones complaining about it. You broke the rules.
I want to know how the guys feel about this, because I know we can all kill Kadarius Toney, and the refs, by rule, did nothing wrong. So I know we can all laugh about it in the public, but the bottom line is, you get a warning before they throw that flag. The refs are never going to say that. The fans don't understand it, but that's the truth. So I've kind of been contemplating whether it's worth the battle to fight it, because I do think Mahomes went off not because of the refs. He went off because of everything that's happened this year, and I can speak to that. But guys, we got to be honest. That's the truth.
When it comes to Patrick Mahomes and his reaction, I have to say that he was not reacting to that flag. Yeah. He was not reacting to the refs not getting the call right. He was just acting like you would if, you ask your girl if she's okay, and she says, yeah, I'm fine. But she's not fine. Without a shadow of a doubt, she's going to bring something up from 5 weeks ago that she's been holding on to and going to throw it across your face. They've had 33 drops this year. When you talk about Mahomes to his receivers, QBR-wise, he's 23rd in the league when targeting his receivers. Running backs and tight ends, he's 3rd in the league. Mm-hmm. So this is a boil-up of all of the miscommunications, the drops, the missed call last week to MVS when they didn't call the PI, when he's saying he wants the guys to be able to let the refs let the guys play. So when I look at this call, I don't think that Patrick Mahomes is reacting because the refs didn't make the right call by rule. Mm-hmm. The simple fact is this: in the NFL, with delay of games, you get the standard extra beat when the clock hits 0.
Right.
That is what him and Andy Reid were talking about here. Normally in the NFL, you get a warning on this offsides call before they throw the flag.
Right.
They're not saying, hey, it's not a penalty. Hey, it was a great play. We want to get away with it. That was not their point. They're saying they simply want the standard of what you normally get in the normal course of a game. And Neek, you know this.
Yeah, that's fair.
He was lined up offsides multiple times in the game.
RC's point basically was the NFC right now, it feels like a 2-horse race, not a 3-horse race. Against Dallas and San Francisco, and Philly is not in it.
I think it feels like a 1-horse race.
I would listen to that before I listen to the other. The other, I think, is I think that's an overreaction in a huge way. I remember when San Fran a month ago lost 3 in a row.
Yeah, right.
And everybody was like, oh, San Fran. I also remember when Dallas got boat raced and everybody jumped. Like, the NFL is they're about to go through 4 games where the Eagles might win each game by 10 or more. Like they're going to get the same treatment the Cowboys just got. If they get right during those 4 games, when they hit the playoffs, everything feels different.
I love this.
Yeah.
Great.
So momentum is a dog in the NFL, bro.
Jeff, there's been a lot of writing off of the Eagles going on the last couple of days. Is that going too far?
Way too far. I mean, listen, when the 49ers lost 3 in a row, and by the way, the Bengals went to their place and beat them 31 or 17 or 14, whatever the score was, we didn't write the 49ers off, right? Like, they've beaten good teams, man. They beat the Bills, the Chiefs, Cowboys, Dolphins. Like, they've beaten good teams. Mm-hmm. They are not playing well right now.
Yeah, this is your bad game, bad sign, right? Like once is a bad game. Is this now a bad sign? How do we want to do this? Do we want to assess the panic meter? I mean, how do we want to look at this thing from a Philly standpoint?
Yeah, I think either of those work. The defense is incredibly concerning. I mean, they're an issue on both sides of the ball, honestly. They haven't been good on offense all year, like consistent, and their defense has flaws despite the fact that they have a great D-line. They can't seem to stop people when they need to. So
offensively, last week I said they needed to get back to their roots of running the football and being physical up front. Well, they can't do that when they're down 24-6 at halftime. Right. So because the defense is a liability, it's now hurting the offense. I also agree with Jeff. It's not a 2-horse race. I don't even think it's a 1-horse race. All these teams are really good. And we got a month left of the season. And the Eagles are playing 4 teams that have a losing record. So whoever gets going at the right time here at the end of the year is going to be the one that has the best playoff stretch. So I'm happy for the Cowboys that they're killing it. But they might be killing a little bit too early.
Robert, does Jalen Hurts look healthy to you?
And another question you had asked me in the meeting was about Jalen Hurts and whether he was healthy.
Right.
Well, when you look at his run carries over the past 5 games, he's ran it 5, 7, 14, 12, and 10 times.
Right.
So he's not shying away from running the football.
Right.
And I don't think that's really a problem for them. In this game against the Cowboys, your best players have to play their best in big-time games.
That's not the first game that's happened.
Right.
You know what I mean? That's not.
And then when you can't stop anybody.
Yeah, now you're in real trouble.
Okay, beautiful.
Now, all that said, they still, I mean, they beat the Chiefs. They beat like they're still set up, right? Like they can get it together.
Absolutely.
And be fine.
100%.
But they do have to get it together.